be badass. Subscribe, like, and share.
There's a ton of videos out there about how good Touch of Malice is and its hidden perks. But there's one hidden perk that no one is talking about that guarantees Touch of Malice will be king of DPS for a long time to come. But first, let's get a couple of the known perks out of the way. As you know, Touch of Malice is a super powerful, full auto scout rifle that when you get down to the last bullet, firing it will deal double damage to the enemy while hurting you in the process. And yes, it will down you. If you rapidly get 3 kills, it will recharge your health. This gun is super ridiculous if you're a warlock in a rift, or better yet, Well of Radiance. But it's also just as ridiculous if you're on a Titan with Lorelei. When you hurt yourself, you create a healing sunspot that you can stand in like all the f***ing time. And while you stand in any sunspot, not only will Restoration keep you alive, but Soul Invictus will recharge your abilities for more sunspots. Keep in mind you will have to reproc the sunspot though by stepping in and out or by just strafing back and forth. This is absolutely insane, and that's not even the hidden perk. On top of that, when you get critical hits with Touch of Malice, you can get up to 10 stacks of a debuff called Charge with Blight, which is an alternate firing mode that will debuff an enemy and cause your Touch of Malice to do another 50% extra damage for a total of 2.5 times extra damage on that final bullet, which is nuts. Now this extra damage does work with other Sorrow weapons like Thorn and Osteostriga, which may not be a big deal now, but that may be huge with any future Sorrow weapons that come out later. And that's not even the best perk. As far as PvP goes, I'm not going to talk about Touch of Malice for PvP. PvP is a whole different world where weapons and conditions are completely different and change based on modes and metas. To me, it's way too risky to use other than for fun or with a very specific build or strategy. You have to play to the strengths of the gun, and that requires some very specific things you have to do in a very specific play style. If you can make it work, then go for it. But if not, then don't. So here's the secret perk no one is telling you about. It's actually not a secret, and it's actually not a perk, but it's something that many people have forgotten about or not realized. In the 30th anniversary update, your super recharge time became tied to not only the type of super, your build, and your intellect, but it also became tied to your outgoing and incoming damage. What does this mean? It means that the more damage you do to a target with a specific type of weapon, the more super energy you gain back, even if you don't kill them. Guess what type of gun gives you the most super energy when dealing damage? Primary weapons. This means that as you do final bullet damage with Touch of Malice, you are literally fast charging your super because of the double outgoing primary damage. Add the debuff for even more damage and you can get your super back super fast. Here's an example of how fast you can get it back. I get 2 supers in 1 damage phase. Add a super refund exotic or a build that gives you super energy, and you will be doing insane deeps for you and your team. Now, one thing to note about all this is that this does not happen with Oryx for some reason. I've tried. I can only assume it's because without the bombs, you're not actually doing any damage to Oryx. So there's a weird mechanic there or something stopping this from happening. But try it on other enemies and try it on other bosses and watch what happens.